Aloha, it's Kiana, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, mahalo to Longs Drugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Drugs for all your shopping needs. The search for victims of the Lahaina wildfire continues today. The death toll is now over 100, and officials believe many more will be discovered. On Tuesday, the families of the first two victims to be identified in the Lahaina blaze were informed of their loss. The victims were 74-year-old Robert Dickman and 79-year-old Buddy Jantok, both of Lahaina. 3 other victims have been identified, and their names will be released once their families are notified. Meanwhile, firefighters are still fighting brush fires that are burning more than a week after the deadliest U.S. wildfire in modern history. According to Maui County, firefighters have contained 75% of the upcountry Kula fire and 85% of the Lahaina fire. The Pulehu Kihei fire is 100% contained. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will arrive in Maui on Monday to tour the devastation of the country's deadliest wildfire in over a century. The White House confirmed trip details today, a day after the president promised to visit the island as soon as they could without disrupting search and recovery efforts. While on Maui, Biden and the First Lady will meet with first responders, survivors, and federal, state, and local officials. They will also discuss the next steps in the recovery effort. Governor Josh Green has been in contact with the president and issued a statement about his upcoming visit. He said that Hawaii is grateful to President Biden for his strong support and pointed to assistance from FEMA, the U.S. Small Business Administration, and other federal partners. Green informed Biden that he applied for 100% reimbursement of federal dollars to cover all costs of the disaster, more than the 75% that is typical at this stage of a disaster. The governor expects costs to reach into the tens of billions of dollars. From deadly wildfires like the one in Lahaina to floods and storms, Hawaii is facing an uptick in natural disasters. That's according to an Associated Press analysis of Federal Emergency Management Agency records. Hawaii averaged one federally declared disaster every 2 years between 1953 to 2003, but the state now averages more than 2 a year. Fire is escalating at an especially high rate and is now the state's #1 cause of disasters, equaling floods, severe storms, and hurricanes combined. Hawaii went from an average of one federally declared fire disaster about every 9 years to 1 a year since 2004. Scientists say climate change is to blame, with so-called flash droughts becoming more common. That's what happened in Maui, where there was no drought for the first 4 weeks of May. By July 11, 83% of the county was either abnormally dry or in moderate to severe drought, creating ideal conditions for a wildfire. A 21-year-old Aiea woman has been arrested in connection with the death of her baby. Honolulu police arrested the mother Tuesday on suspicion of second-degree murder of her 2-year-old boy, who died in a hospital Friday as a result of injuries sustained days earlier. According to a police report, the boy's father found the baby unresponsive in the early morning hours of August 7. He rushed the boy to a nearby fire station where fire department personnel performed CPR until emergency medical services arrived. The baby was transported to Kapi'olani Medical Center in critical condition and admitted into the pediatric intensive care unit, where he died on Friday. An autopsy revealed homicide as the manner of death, and the boy's mother was identified as a suspect. Charges are pending, and the woman remained in custody on Tuesday. 2 intense storms headed toward Hawaii showed little change in their forecast tracks this morning, but one is no longer a hurricane. Tropical Storm Gregory was located about 795 miles southeast of Honolulu this morning, packing maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with higher gusts. The Central Pacific Hurricane Center said the storm was moving west at 14 miles per hour and is expected to pass well south of the islands. Forecasters predict Gregory to strengthen over the next day before gradually weakening later this week. Meanwhile, Fernanda in the East Pacific continues to move west at a constant 15 miles per hour after weakening to a tropical storm. It was about 1,855 miles east of Hilo this morning, generating maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour with higher gusts. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.